Worst music on Flat, Scorched Earth, Nuked Hawaii, No Quid Pro Quo, Bleach Injectin', Ripped Skull Diamond 2021. This is a favorite award because we keep adding on to the title every single year based on what happens in that year and what makes it hilarious, bad, or memorable. So Flat Scorched Earth was 2017 with the Flat Earthers, Nuked Hawaii was 2018, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, it's the worst music of the year. Starting off, Whole Lotta Red by Playboi Carti, flaming garbage. It was just a bunch of like twitchy voice, rappy
I think technically
bullshit.
it came out at the very tail end of 2020.
That's correct.
We reviewed it in January of 2021, so it counts for our award.
It was an album so bad that we were kind of clowning on it in last year's Audioface Awards.
Yes.
Because we had heard it before going on air and we're like, it doesn't qualify. So we're going to have to shut on it next year. And 365 days later, it's still terrible.
It's still fucking awful.
El Dorado by 24 Karat Golden. 24 Karat Golden went on the old road to El Dorado, and sad to say, it wasn't as good as the cult classic animated film. This was a garbage film. It was garbage album.
Yes.
It's one of those like industry plant type of typical things. Culture 3 by Migos. We wanted Culture 3. Let me rephrase that. No one wanted Culture 3 for the past like 3 years. And Migos took a long time actually following up from Culture 2. And they did, and it was hot garbage. Alive by Kid Ink. Pretty terrible. My Parade by I Love McConan.
Oh, fuck. Just bad.
And we got a lot of flack for saying this is a bad album, and we just doubled down.
No, it's bad. It's horrible. Stop it. If you think it's good, rethink your life.
Higher Power by Coldplay.
Higher Power by Coldplay. I can't say anything because it will actually legitimately make me mad.
Equals by Ed Sheeran, but also like Ed Sheeran's hair is not really great this entire year. It's like, we'll just put it there.
Also, Equals, I had to force myself to listen to it because of how bad it was.
I couldn't listen to the whole thing.
It was horrible. You have Certified Lover Boy by Drake because why not? It's just hilariously bad, but it's also good, but it's also hilariously bad. Also, his hair is terrible this year too, so I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, that little like heart thing he had, the like real fuckboy hours there. Like, come on.
More on that later. And then we have Follow You by Imagine Dragons, which might be the single worst song I have ever listened to on this podcast. I don't know. It's close up there with the one that won in 2018. I forget who it was. But anyways, Follow You is really, really bad. Like,
yeah, so...
I already know which one might work.
This is crap.
Shit. This is hard, too.
This is all crap. All of these made me, in different ways, question why we subject ourselves to listening to this kind of music every single week. That being said, I want to know what your pick was.
I like honestly Follow You. Follow You by Imagine Dragons is legitimately one of the worst musical things I've ever listened to in my entire life and on this podcast. It's horrible. It's really bad.
It was terrible. That was the full album, right?
It was just a damn single.
Just a damn single. Wow.
I don't even want to get to the album. I'll start yelling.
I would actually give it to My Parade by I Love McConan because it
also,
was
that's good.
It
but
was
also side note, we can have split decisions on this.
We have done split
We
decisions.
have done this before, and this might be one of those.
This might be one of them, but I want to debate this out and maybe see if it is a split decision or not, because I Love McConan.
That's bad.
Think about Follow You by Imagine Dragons, which is a terrible song. One of the worst songs I've heard in the 5 years of doing this podcast, almost 5 years. But imagine that in an album. Imagine that multiple times over. And imagine a bunch of people in comments and in pop charts trying to tell you that this is good music.
I mean, people are trying to tell me that Imagine Dragons is good too. So, like, that's the issue as well. That's what makes me mad. People are like, it's not bad. I go,
I'll give it to you. Am I not merciful? The winner this year will be Follow You by Imagine Dragons. Because just listening to it in my head gives me like a slight headache.
Honestly. I will follow you. That's literally what the song sounds like. Play it for the jury.
So terrible.